Oregon voters have cast their ballots in favor of Measure 110.
Now, this is getting headlines around the country. That measure provides statewide addiction and recovery services and also reclassifies possession charges and penalties for certain drugs. Fox 12's Drew Reeves has more on the reaction today and what's next now that it has passed.
Yeah, well, with the passing of Measure 110, Oregon has become the first state to decriminalize possession of small amounts of some common street drugs. That measure currently passing 59% to 41%. And people who supported this measure say they believe it is going to save lives.
I am blown away by the love and the compassion that Oregonians have shown towards people who use drugs. And
the last 24 hours have been emotional for Haven Wheelock, who served as chief petitioner for the Yes on Measure 110 campaign. She also runs the Drug Users Health Services at an organization that helps homeless youth in Portland.
To me, feels so hopeful that we are changing the tide on the war on drugs, because we know it's failed policy and we know it is disproportionately harming communities of color.
Supporters say decriminalizing small amounts of drug possession will allow people to get the help they need rather than criminalizing addiction.
I wouldn't be able to get jobs that I need that could sustain a proper livability lifestyle. And also, there was no way of being able to change my life around. In and out of jail all the time.
Hubert Matthews says he spent decades battling an addiction to cocaine, but now spends his time doing community outreach, helping addicts find recovery.
We need to change the way we approach addiction and get people to where they can be able to live in our society.
Supporters of the measure say it will establish and appoint addiction recovery centers, increase the amount of services, decriminalize drug possession, and establish oversight and accountability.
This is one big piece. And it's not going to do everything, right? We're not done rebuilding this. This is a huge first step. And there is still plenty of work that will need to be done in order to really create the system of care that people deserve.
And the first effects of this measure won't be felt until February of next year, when the decriminalization provision goes into effect. Opponents of this measure say that they are disappointed that it passed, but that they plan to work with supporters to make sure that Measure 110 is implemented correctly and safely. Reporting live in Wilsonville, Drew Reeves, Fox 12 Oregon.